guys! Welcome back to M&K Sisters.
Today we're going to be doing a video on
a story time of when we
went to a haunted forest
house called the Haunted Forest, and we actually went to it just yesterday, so all the memories are clear. And stay tuned because some weird things happened, so let's get to the video, yo.
The Haunted Forest.
Yeah. Okay, so who all went was me, Kira, Asa,
which is our sister.
Yeah, here she is. Here's a picture of her. And then also Sophia, which if you watch my channel, you'll know who that is. She's right here. Okay,
so Morgan was actually wearing a costume, a banana costume.
Here's a picture of it.
Because we came back from like a trunk or treat type thing.
Yeah.
I changed out of mine. I was a holy cow. Anyway, so we went to Sophia's house to pick her up. Morgan arrived in her banana suit, and how did she react?
I walked in there, she's like, oh, you're wearing a costume. I didn't bring a costume. And I'm like, oh, actually, it's not a costume party. I just want to make you guys laugh. Because I was the least scared to go into it. I was like, whatever.
So Morgan was in her banana costume. It surprised our friend. We were trying to dress warm because they said it would be freezing. And we were all laughing because Morgan was in her banana costume. And
my face was all yellow too. But yeah, when we started arriving to the place thing, it was really, really foggy. I don't know if they had fog machines or if it was just, well, he dropped us off in the parking lot and everything.
Our dad is he.
Yeah. Oh, and everything seemed kind of like chill, you know, because we saw these like clown signs. It's like, oh, dare to enter, you know, and it was like, oh, they're all like fake, like it's not even scary, except there's a table of dolls that were dead looking. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went over, we were asking people like where we were supposed to go and whatever, so we went over to the ticket booth, we bought our tickets. Then we asked someone like where the line is, so we went in line. Now, during the line, we were talking about things we were going to do inside the haunted house. Because there were going to be narrow like areas, and we knew that.
Yeah.
And so me and Morgan were partners, and then Sophia and Asa were partners.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we saw this clown dude. He didn't look that creepy because it's just a mask. Then as he walked by, the air kind of pushed half a skinny flap of his mask down.
Yeah, and it looked like it was all bloody.
Yeah, and it revealed like a bloody, creepy face. And all of us, for a millisecond, we were like, that looks so real.
Oh, and we're like, oh my goodness. But then we could see like it was a mask.
We were like, yeah, whatever.
So we're like, whatever. And then we started waving at all these creepy people, like, hey,
yeah, because they're kind of scaring people in line to get them ready, you know. So I'm like, how are you and me friends? Like, I'll squish you, banana. Like a bunch of people were just telling me that they were gonna squish me because I was a banana.
I'm going.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds like a fun game. Let's play Squish Me. How do you play? You know, I was trying to make everyone laugh.
Asa has never been to a haunted like thing.
The line took like 40 minutes. It was so long. Finally, when we got there, they had us wait for like a minute, so because they're trying to section off people. And then
which didn't end up happening.
Yeah. When we walked in, we kind of we were all together, all four of us, like our plan. Then all of a sudden, like right when we walked in, we weren't expecting someone just to jump out and like screech at us, and we're like, or she's like, welcome, dare to enter. What did she say?
I don't remember. She's like, welcome to this
horrible place. But yeah.
And they're like this close to your face, may I remind you?
Yeah, they'll go like, hello?
They were like this close, guys.
I'm gonna call Sophia, her to tell us her first impression.
First impression of the place. My first impression was like, oh my goodness, this looks so real, because it honestly did.
Yeah, most of them were going, hi, so we're filming a YouTube video right now for M&K Sisters. And we want you to tell them what your first impression of the haunted house, the haunted forest was. It was surprising.
Wasn't it a child, just like a boy?
I don't remember.
Just yesterday, so all the memories are clear.
But like, what was your first impression of the thing? Were you like scared? Were you like, oh, this isn't that bad? Like, what were you thinking?
First I was scared, but then after I realized it was children, I was like, this isn't too bad.
Yeah, but there's sometimes like adults. There was a lot of kids though.
Nothing else super duper strange happened. Asa just kept jumping around, and then I would scream her name even though I knew I wasn't supposed to. And then she was like, why are you yelling my name?
Yeah, well, thanks for telling us what you thought.
This is where we're at. Okay, so when we were walking into the haunted forest type thing, we walked in and this person just like jump scared us. Ninja! And then after that, there was this other girl that was like this, holding something, like a knife type thing.
Hi.
And she was like this. And she whipped it at Morgan, and it came like this close to her eye.
She almost hit my
Like
eye.
this close to her eye. And Morgan's blind in one eye, and so if it poked her other eye out, she would be completely blind. And they're not supposed to touch you. But I think when she swung it, it just like came out of her.
She's kind of like, whoa.
I think she didn't mean to do that, but
To go that close.
okay. So if you guys have watched Stranger Things, if you know what the Demogorgon is, they're basically like these round faces with
They don't
teeth.
have eyes or lips or anything. They
Yeah.
just have big like teeth thing that go
And
out.
mouth. Yeah, but basically there's this person dressed up as a Demogorgon.
It was made out of a whole bunch of fake nails, and as we passed it, we heard Sophia behind us be like, "Oh, is that made out of fake nails? That's kind of cool." Like they're all
Yeah.
kind of talking about.
And so basically the Demogorgon started doing this to Asa, and Asa started to lean back.
She's like,
and then Asa started to scream, and she went, "Ah!"
like ah! She like darted, but she was linked arms with Sophia, so Sophia's like, whoa, 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 you know.
And it's all mud, and so it was slippery as well. So.
Yeah, so I feel bad for her.
So we were walking over to the first tent. I don't remember what the first like tent is. So there were like 6 like tents of like these separate houses that you walk to.
The first, it wasn't really a house. It was just like a big tent thing, but it, you went through it. Yeah. Okay, so and then there's these black statues along in it, and some of them were real, some of them were fake. We thought all of them were fake at first.
So basically there's this first tent, and it's a tent,
A 10.
and there are these like black statues standing like this with their head down.
Yeah.
And 2 of them came out, and it was like rah or whatever, and like
And they always came right when we passed by, so it was annoying. It was like, bah, bah, you know?
I know.
And we were like, and like the people in front of us and the people behind us were all like chill, like whatever.
I think they've done it before.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was just saying hi to everyone, like, oh hi friend, you wanna be friends? I love your black clothes.
And then came like the first actual tent that was like inside.
Like
you know?
house built
House, yeah. It didn't really have a theme to it. It was just
A bunch of creepy
people. Bloody people. And like, there was this air compressor that went
like
It was
every
loud.
like every 30 seconds probably. And it made me laugh so hard. The first time Kira like jumped and screamed.
I know.
Like, "Ah!"
When I heard the air compressor, like I see all these creepy people, and I'm like somewhat scared.
So
But
she's like,
when I hear really weird things, it just freaks me out. And so when I heard the air compressor for the first time, I'm like,
it made sense to me. I'm like, oh, the first time, you know, she didn't expect
Yeah.
it. But after that, she did it every single time.
the air compressor went off, I screamed, and I knew it would come.
It was like, because I would laugh so hard.
I would laugh too afterwards. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why the heck am I screaming because of this? It's literally not that scary to hear an air compressor. I just screamed because
Yeah.
I just hate strange noises.
And then I would make fun of her every time.
Yeah, and we were outside of the house by then, and I was still screaming.
By the last time. But yeah, in the house there's mostly kids, and they're all like, help me, like, and then some of them were just like, and I remember when we walked around a corner, this lady was just holding on to like a weird bar thing, and it was just a kid. It wasn't. She was dressed up creepy. Like I saw her, and after like 5 seconds of seeing her, Kira like looked, and she's like,
Yeah.
I was confused.
Because I feel like I did see her, but I looked closer, and I'm like,
She's creepy.
she's creepy.
When we passed, the people in front of us saw someone that they thought they knew. That like an actor that was all dressed up creepy. He was like, let's call him Bob. He was the person in front of us. Bob was like,
Hey, Joe.
pretend his name is Joe. He's like, hey Joe, and Joe's like, wait, is that Bob? Oh my goodness. Then he went out of character. We've never seen someone go out of character that much. It
Yeah.
was weird.
Anyway, moving on, we went to this. So there's basically these 3 piggies through this trail
Like
that were
creepy,
like
big
creepy,
masks.
and they were tall, and they were big masks. One of them went so close to Asa, and it went like this, and then it went.
Oink.
And Asa screamed and jumped.
It just went oink.
Exactly what, but this is what Sophia and Asa say, because they end up being behind us the whole time, and we were, you know, linked arms.
Asa said that the nose of the piggy actually touched her, and they weren't supposed to, but they had big masks.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard to get really close to the person without knowing if you're touching them or not.
Yeah.
And so she said actually one of them touched her, but it was an accident. They weren't trying to like hurt her or whatever. And so there were like 3 random piggies. We heard that there's supposed to be a chainsaw dude holding a chainsaw chasing after us.
Right after the piggies.
Right after the piggies, but that never happened. So I think we just ended up not being able to see it. After that was the slaughterhouse. That's what we're
So
calling it.
on the line, on the way to the slaughterhouse was the best man. He had this bat. I was like, oh hey, there's this fun game that everyone else likes to play called Squish the Banana. You wanna play? And he's like,
no, I just like to chop off their heads.
and I'm like, oh that's cool, that game's fun too. And I'm like, also you're not looking so hot today. And because he had blood, you know.
So he went,
Yeah, and he said he would follow us or like be behind us and lead us the way to freak us out.
But then his manager dude, so that dude was like, okay, you need to go in now, you know. They switch spots sometimes. But and so he's like, okay, I'll lead them through, you know. And
he's like, no, you gotta go do your job, dude.
Well, he didn't say that. He's like, no, just go in.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'll see you in there.
And then he banged his bat on the house.
As he went in, he's like, ha, and then he like went in.
And then he went in. And when we were walking through, there were obviously a bunch of pop-outs. I remember in that one, there was this projector.
That is horrible.
I hated that so much.
Okay, we couldn't see anything because it was fog and a projector and lights and like
there was a projector toward us,
yeah.
So we couldn't see past.
There could have been a wall and we wouldn't know. We could see like an inch in front of us and that's it. We tried blowing, we tried a lot of things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this one zombie creepy clown
was
person,
on the floor.
Yeah, it was on the floor and they went ha and like into our face and we like both jumped. Like that's the one moment I was scared because I didn't expect it. But before that dude with the bat that said he was gonna scare us, he was like,
yeah, because he accidentally scared like someone too hard that she started crying. And they're nice like that. Like they're not trying. They're trying to make it fun for you to
except
be
that
scared.
one lady in line. We need to tell the story.
Before the haunted house, when we were waiting in line.
When we were like waiting in line. There's this lady, she wasn't that creepy, but she had like skeleton makeup, so it looked like it was like a big skeleton thing. Yeah. And there's this little girl crying. She was probably like 4. I don't know why her mom made her go in there, because why would she want to go in there?
I know. I think the kid really wanted to go. She's like, oh, I want to go.
The lady was like, kept staring at her after she started crying.
And then the mom
was like, this, and like hid her face away, you know? And she looked at the lady, okay, you're the creepy lady, holding her daughter, and she's like, she's crying. And like was like, stop, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, the lady was just trying to get through, so I don't feel bad.
Anyway, the dude, and so he didn't end up scaring us because he was trying to. He was waiting for us.
He saw us and then he's like,
when we got out of that, then came the slaughterhouse. The slaughterhouse basically had a bunch of like those hot dogs on strands.
Yeah, those like connected
sausage
hot dog things. And it was kind of cool because we like ran into them, like we touched them.
But they were really slimy.
Really? I didn't think they were.
And there was this girl laying on a table that had like surgery done to her.
She was like, help me, they won't let me go. And this girl was like, she wasn't even chained down or anything. The girl was just like holding her arm as if that could hold her down.
And there was this girl that had a knife and she was whacking, well, it was like a fake knife. It was more of a stick. And she was whacking the wall really hard and it was so loud. It was like this, and it made such a loud noise, it scared me so much.
So yeah, the slaughterhouse, when there's just like this, first there's this girl that was like, help me, like, or whatever, with like her thing cut open, like her stomach.
Her stomach.
And then this girl kept screaming and like slamming this like stick on like the wall that made a loud bang.
Yeah.
And I remember that it scared me, so I'm like, ah. And then suddenly one of the sausage or
things came.
Yeah, and one of them like it vibrated, so it came and hit me in the face.
Did anything weird happen before that?
But there's this one person who was following me, and they kept growling in like my left side of my ear.
Well, after the slaughterhouse came the ice cream shop. And that one, I don't know why, but it was scary to me. Like when we walked in, was it you or Sophia?
It was me.
She was like, "Oh, what are the flavors?" No, I'm like, "What are the flavors?" She's like, "What do you want?"
And I'm like, blood.
And then she's like, "Oh yeah, we can do that."
She's like, "Oh yeah, we can do that."
And it was funny because I thought she was gonna be like, "We have blood," instead of like, "Oh, what do you want?" You know? They're all like creepy happy, like, "Oh, what do you want?"
Oh, that one's the one with the horn. There was a horn in that one as well. And every time I screamed as well, like they weren't.
Yeah, it wasn't an air pressure thing this time. It was like a
horn. It was like burr, burr, burr. Yeah,
like a foghorn kind of.
Yeah, and there were these people like dancing, but like zombies.
Like,
yeah. After the ice cream house, there were these like people or whatever all stacked up because the next one was the clown house. And a lot of people don't like clowns, so they said you can either go around the clown house or go in, which I love that they did that because a lot of people are just too scared of clowns.
Yeah, there are a lot of people going around.
Yeah, anyway, we had to wait though because they wanted to separate people because it's really tight space. It was like a maze. You had to go through this maze.
The clown thing was the most confusing. In the line on the way there, I was linked arms with Kira like this. And then all of a sudden, I let go for a sec because I wanted to. I was talking to Sophia. I'm like, "Hey, Sophia," because they were behind us. I went, "Hey, Sophia," and then because I said, "Hey," and then I also like moved. Kira went, "Ow!" I know. I got someone popped out
because I thought someone popped out when she went like she's like, "Hey," so I'm like, "What?" We had to wait because they're separating people and they were talking to these people like what to expect. We went inside. It's a maze. Which I did not like. So it was tight. It was tight.
And I kept going in rooms that were like projector rooms that you weren't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And it was tight.
It was just tight, and so when we were trying to hold arms, you couldn't really hold arms. You had to like move like this instead of like this through the maze.
And for the clown one, Sophia's the most scared of clowns, so we switched. So since I'm the one making fun of them and stuff, then I went with Sophia and Kira went with Asa.
Because Asa and Sophia are both like the most scared of clowns. I'm not that scared of clowns, but for some odd reason, this thing freaked me out.
So what Sophia did when we were walking, if you're me and I'm Sophia, she went like this the whole time. And I was just like, but it was kind of hard since it's a small space like we talked about. I'm kind of like, Sophia, you're about to run into a wall. Come on, come on. And she would look up like all the time, but yeah. So when we got in there, there's like these rails, kind of like a handicap thing, but except not big.
Yeah, it was really tight.
So we entered this room kind of with these 5 doors. And I'm like, guys, there's 5 doors, and we were trying to open them.
We were opening them all.
Like 3 of them didn't open. One of them like opened, and a clown popped out like, "Ha, and I'm like, okay. But then the other one, then all of them wouldn't open except that. Except one, we realized you pushed on it.
You push on it, you don't pull it, you push.
Yeah, you don't twist the knob and push. Pull. You like push the other side where the knob isn't.
Side, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're like, what the heck? Then there's another room with a bunch of doors, and we're like, not again. Most of them didn't open though.
One of them did, and we ended up like running into other people from the maze.
Yeah, it was like the wrong area. And there's another one that opened that I realized. Because there's a spot by there where there's like a plastic cover and there's a clown going, "Ah,"
Yeah.
And I entered the room and I saw the clown going, "Ah," and she didn't see me, but I saw the projector too, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be here for the red light, because just for the red light. There ended up being like a weird curtain thing that I'm like, oh, is this how you? And then we went there.
Yeah, and then there were these 2 tubes. Like, like the jumpy houses, the bouncy houses, tubes were white.
And I felt the most like that was fun because we know no one, because we're being squeezed by these tubes. We're just walking through it, it's kind of fun. That was one of the spots that Sophia opened her eyes like, ooh, this is cool,
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, someone came up and was like, scared us.
And so that was basically the end. Oh, and so there at the end of the tubes, there's another clown like waiting for us like this. And then you walked out, and then there was one final pop scare.
Yeah, creepiness. Like they would go like,
they would go so close to you. I'm like, I wanted to scream at them, and I wanted to say like, back off, and I wanted to slap them so hard.
We left off one part of the story of when the Demogorgon went like, and Ace was like, oh, and then Sophia went, she's like, no, she's mine, and pointed at it. She's like, you don't boss her around. She's mine, not yours. And also later, Sophia just started saying the first thing that came to her mind when she was scared. She was just like, animal crackers in my soup. She's like, and she asked one of the dudes like, do you like Shirley Temple? Animal crackers in my soup. because that's his song. Actually, the selfie that we took two. Here's one of them. We took it at the beginning in line. Here's the next one. Asa was kind of covering Kira.
I know. And Sophia. She was covering Sophia and, oh no, Morgan and, I don't know.
I don't remember. What was your favorite house?
I think my favorite house, I honestly don't know.
I liked the slaughterhouse. It was kind of cool because I loved laughing at you every time you jumped at the axe.
Yeah, yeah, she was like throwing an axe or whatever, or a stick. And every time I went, ah, ah, ah.
And then we both laughed, like, what?
And I always laughed afterwards because I knew I shouldn't be like screaming. It just,
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Subscribe.
I'm done. Bye-bye. Oh yeah,
Sophia, like,
started singing.
oh no, that was later.
Oh.
You're on candy at us.
That didn't happen.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
And then now do that again. So we had, who's there? Hello? That's a book for you.
Slow-mo.
That's a book for you.